United Nations, now Pakistan finds itself completely isolated. A global consensus seems to be building against Pakistan as it continues to sponsor terror. Well, two American lawmakers have introduced legislation in the US Congress to designate Pakistan as a state sponsor of terrorism in a humiliating setback to Islamabad ahead of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's speech before the UN General Assembly.
Nawaz Sharif had also said last week that extremities and atrocities in Kashmir have reached its extreme, and he will continue to give political and diplomatic support to Kashmiris. To that also, with his 4-point proposal, Sushma Swaraj has also made a statement that Pakistan does not need to propose a 4-point statement or any of such. All they need to do is stop terrorism, sit down and talk. At this moment, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has met with U.S. Secretary John Kerry and addressed his issues and told them that they seek help from the U.S. However, U.S. has not given any statements at all if they will or will not be extending help to Pakistan. However, they have emphasized that they want Pakistan to take a closer look at their terrorist activities and not to support terrorist organizations.
पाकिस्तान आतंकवाद की जुगलबंदी जग जाहिर हो गई है। आज जो है वो पाकिस्तान आतंकवादियों का एक सुरक्षित पनाहगाह बना हुआ है, जहां पर आतंकवादी पल रहे हैं, पुस रहे हैं, और ये बात पूरी दुनिया के सामने बेनकाब हो चुकी है। आतंकवाद से कोई केवल अकेला भारत प्रभावित नहीं है, पूरी दुनिया प्रभावित है, और अमन के दुश्मनों और इंसानियत के कातिलों के साथ कोई नहीं खड़ा हो सकता।
Well, in fact, let's go across to our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, who's joining us with more on this. Geeta, many are saying that this bill is essentially symbolic, considering the session is about to come to an end, and many of these bills come up without it really being passed. But what is the significance of this bill? The fact that US lawmakers have now echoed what India has been saying all along, that Pakistan ought to be dubbed a terror state.
Be it Ted Poe or, for that matter, Diana Baker, we do know that Aurora Baker, Meghna, but we do know that these terror organizations and terror networks that are working out of Pakistan have been on the radar of most of the lawmakers in the United States of America. This isn't the first time that we are seeing US lawmakers come out and seek a resolution against Pakistan. The Foreign Relations Committee had asked the AFPAC envoy of the United States of America also to present a report on the very same, and Richard Olson there had spoken of the duplicitous nature of Pakistan when it comes to Pakistan's fight against terrorism. That really goes to show, and the recent attacks that we've seen, cross-border terrorism that we've seen, is not something that only India monitors. The international community in the United States of America, that's a stakeholder in the region, monitors the developments there, and they have been monitoring it for a while now, and is the reason why we are seeing the kind of movement that is being made by US lawmakers. Two of them have sought a legislation be passed where Pakistan be declared a state that sponsors terrorism. While it might not go through, or for that matter, the session is coming to an end, so a likely passage of this legislation is unlikely. But having said that, the fact that US lawmakers are coming out and proposing such legislations in itself should be a wake-up call to Pakistan. It should be a wake-up call to the international bodies such as the United Nations as well, and many other countries such as China that actually creates impediment in ensuring that Pakistan stands isolated in a day and age where Pakistan has been using, it would never have been allowed if it were any other country, but Pakistan has been using terrorism as an instrument of state policy. Soldiers here in India have lost their lives because of the kind of terror that Pakistan uses against India, and that in itself is the reason why US is very seriously looking at and monitoring the situation. Even between US and Pakistan, the bilateral talks that took place, while Nawaz Sharif tried to rake up the issue of Kashmir, the response of US had been one, that Pakistan will have to do away with the safe havens that they provide to terror infrastructure and terror organizations, and secondly, that they have to exercise restraint in the nuclear weapons program, the other big threat for India.
Right. Well, in fact, Geeta, do stay on with us. This is a call-in show. We're asking you, the viewers, to join us here at NewsX and air your views and opinions. Do you think it's time that Pakistan should be tagged a terror state? Well, you can give us a call at those numbers flashing at the bottom right side of your screens. Meanwhile, let's get you several political reactions. For one, it seems, for once, all our netas have united when it comes to Pakistan being termed a terror state.
I think there is nobody on this planet excepting a few generals in Pakistan who don't agree that Pakistan is a terror state. I think there is a dead Osama bin Laden who will testify to that, the fact that Pakistan is a terror state. There are many dead in Afghanistan, Balochistan and in Kashmir who will testify to the fact that Pakistan is a terror state. I think the whole world has now realized that Pakistan is a terror state. It is for those few delusional generals in Pakistani army to wake up and realize that the walls are closing in and they need to change their game and become more responsible global citizens.
Government of India has been trying very hard, especially our Honorable Prime Minister has been demanding that Pakistan should be declared as a terror state, and we welcome it. Two senators have also voiced the same concern.